This is America's oldest soccer tournament. Built in small towns with big dreams. From local grounds to the biggest stages. Part-timers and major leaguers chase the same thing. A cup that doesn't care about your club's payroll or what the pundits say. A cup that invites the chaos and carries a legacy. Under the lights, between the lines, it's one match at a time. To cement your name in history. This is the 111th edition of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup.
Welcome one, welcome all to a noisy night in Brighton, Michigan. U.S. Open Cup fires off the line from the cozy confines of the Legacy Center Sports Complex. Michigan Rangers find themselves in the field for the first time, punching up at their neighbors, Detroit City FC. Howdy, folks. With the former pro Chelsea Kabarkis, I am Peyton Keller, and once more, the U.S. Open Cup on full display today in Chelsea. Detroit City coming off a very convincing opening to their season against Brooklyn, 3-0 the score at the weekend.
A 3-0 conference win to open their season, and they showed a performing form during this game, a team that will look to move the ball around and stretch the game, but will transition quickly into the attack if center backs see an opening to play a long ball over the top to forwards. They do a great job defending as a unit, and you normally see two around the ball, but that can sometimes leave them exposed.
Absolutely, and something Michigan Rangers will look to try and maybe take advantage of in transition. How do you see the keys to the game for that?
NPSL side that's young, they can use that as their advantage because they have the energy to keep it moving. The key is limiting those transition moments and winning second balls. Defensively, Detroit collapsed numbers well around the ball, but that can leave the weak side exposed. So quick switches and patience and build-up will be crucial to breaking them down. Ready
to get set and get underway here in Michigan. The Rangers, their first taste of the magic of the Cup. Can they pull the Cup set against the USL side, Detroit City FC? We find out when we return. Coming up next, U.S. Open Cup first round.
Rodman cuts inside. Rodman to the far corner. It's a special goal from Trinity Rodman. Macario goes to chip the keeper. It's sublime. Lamar from distance. Across goal, Balogun! The way opens up for Alex Rodman cuts inside, Rodman to the far corner. It's a special goal from Trinity Rodman. Macario goes to chip the keeper. It's sublime. Lamar from distance. Rodman cuts inside. Rodman to the far corner. It's a special goal from Trinity Rodman. Macario goes to chip the keeper. It's sublime. Lamar from distance.
Moments from kickoff here in Brighton, Michigan. The starting 11s for the two teams in Chelsea. As you see Detroit, very different squad. A lot of fresh faces in this unit compared to how they lined up at the weekend against Brooklyn.
Detroit has a different lineup, but their identity is solid. It's a team that likes to stretch the field, move the ball around with purpose, and look for those vertical moments when the opportunity presents itself. Michigan, it's crucial for them to set the tempo in the opening minutes. I don't expect this to be an overly physical game the first 3 minutes,
Sure.
but it might change to that in the 15 minutes.
Absolutely. It's going to be a game that tests the resolve of this Michigan Rangers team that is widely assembled specifically for this match, playing in the MPSL. A lot of the players that they used during that competition over the summer not available playing in the college ranks. So a bit of a mercenary squad, but manager Stuart Collins has had a lot of experience with most of these guys with his college job at Davenport as an assistant. Matt Whelan is the one to be looking for leading the line. 46 appearances for him at the professional level in Ireland and Australia, contributing 12 goals at that degree. And we are in the center circle and ready to go.
It's going to be important the first 15 minutes. Who's going to set the tempo? Who's going to win those first and second balls? And who's going to force the opponent to play their style of game? I would think that this Detroit side, with the experience that they already have, and they've been playing, practicing in preseason, they're a little bit more established.
As we are underway, that was something Stuart Collins was pretty ready to talk about with the preparation to this match. This Michigan Rangers team didn't necessarily have much ease in getting training sessions together. A lot of the time they were as a group together at 10:15 p.m., sometimes later, players having to work and just not having access to much space. So early going in this game will be pretty instructive as to what they might be able to establish and the organization of the team maybe.
That is at least nice. I'm starting to think, bro, this is sketchy.
You're already starting to see the ball being moved around.
Professionals, like, I don't know.
Around the back.
Dominic Bowman's giving it away. Yesiel Cedeno running off the back heel and cleaned up by Bowman. Makes up for his own mistake. Nothing going to stick in that moment, but Chelsea, in your mind, the transitional phase seems to be a very important part of what might play out here today.
Definitely, the transitional phase is extremely important because that's when you can find those pockets when players are out of their position. And we're already starting to see a Michigan side that came out with a high pressing, intense the first 5 minutes. But the question is, are they going to be able to maintain this rhythm for the full 45 minutes? Are they going to get tired? It's a team that hasn't been practicing together.
Sure.
They didn't have a formal preseason. So will players have the energy or the fitness to maintain that level?
It's a bit of a gamble as ball is given away. Joe. This is Light Joe taking it back for Detroit City.
It's really interesting because this isn't your traditional field that you would normally play on. And you're seeing all these lines, right? So it's easy for players to get out of their zone. They're used to seeing a completely different field and playing on a different field. It's a different type of energy.
It certainly looks like the ball is skipping pretty hard anytime it lands from the air. It should make it pretty easy for the linesmen, though. Got the lines there. Built-in offside detector. Long throw from Reese Williams, knocked down and taken off the toes of Cedeno. Reese Williams again. Hemmed in at the touch line, and Detroit start to circulate. It is a Michigan Rangers team that, in terms of their tactical plan, typically do want to come out, play with the ball, counter press hard, make it difficult for an opponent to build any kind of rhythm. But Stuart Collins was aware that they would have to sacrifice a little bit their own identity against such stiff opposition here in the first round. First time Michigan Rangers have entered this competition. Setting for this free kick. Only the third year playing in the MPSL. Got all the way to the semifinal last year before losing to another team that's been a darling in the U.S. Open Cup, El Farolito, Burrito FC. Jope scraping up. Sending wide. Able to tuck a press in. Something to chase. And it's kept clear of a corner. Spectacular effort there in defense by the Michigan Rangers. Swept in by Reese Williams at the back post and plowed over goal.
Great service by William into the box. These are the important moments where you just have to get a service into the box to look for that bouncing ball and get a body on it.
That's my boy Dalou.
Especially on a field like this where the ball is constantly bouncing.
Looks like it was Dalou who was popping up at the back stick. It's a good point. Certainly caught Michigan Rangers on their toes there in the moment, and the goalkeeper never had a chance to play the ball in the air. Fed through. Pushing towards the final third, but it was going to be brought back for a foul. Certainly feels like with Michigan Rangers in the early going, the most direct route is the best route. They are pressing the tempo, trying to get towards the attacking area as quickly as they possibly can. Let's earn them a set piece.
We're really not seeing a side, Michigan, moving the ball around. It's as if they're maintaining this game a bit more vertical.
I could tell like last year I worked.
Giuseppe Brown powers in towards goal. Oh my word!
Oh, that was him?
Wonderstruck here in Michigan. And the Rangers roll out in front of the USL side of Detroit City. Giuseppe Barone waves the wand and makes it 1-0.
What a strike by Barone. Having that judgment to play it completely in with his instep. I will say, poor goalkeeping. Should have shifted a little bit more to his left. He misjudged that hit. He didn't think that Barone was going to go directly to goal.
Carlos Saldana didn't know anything about it. Almost looked like he didn't have the traction as he stepped towards the ball. Didn't get the lift on his jump he was expecting. And a snap. Something to play for Michigan Rangers. All the pressure falling on the shoulders of the big giant down the road, Detroit City. Open Cup.
Open Cup, anything can happen any given moment, huh?
Absolutely. We're finding out firsthand. And we will see what the response is like for Detroit City. They typically have been the giant killers. They're the side who have beaten multiple MLS teams in this competition, but a degree of fearlessness in that moment from Giuseppe Barone. Maybe a memory unfolding in real time.
It's interesting because this is a big test for Detroit, right? They're a more established team, and normally when a more established team plays against a team that hasn't been training as much, they don't have as much experience, they drop their level. And that's the test, to go into these games and not drop your level, play as if you're playing a final against a Champions League team and play the best game of your life.
Certainly making a statement already.
Because situations like this can easily happen 5 minutes in, you're down 1-0, the game ends and you're still down 1-0.
Every bounce of the ball counts. It's the lowest scoring game on earth, and for that reason, anything can change in any moment. As Silva sends in, nodded off course. Tucker Preston latching on to the redirection. Now the question becomes for Michigan Rangers, how deeply do you sit off to try and protect this lead? 82 minutes is a long way to gut something out. Keep a clean sheet against the side with this much quality in it. Devin Amu-Mensah. Very similar pass to this one. Set up the opening goal against Brooklyn FC. Puts it right on the foot of Reese Williams, and now Joe. That was something you were focused on, Chelsea, building into this game, the ability of center backs to pick locks for Detroit. Is Williams here. Scuffed away for a corner.
And now we're starting to see Detroit move the ball around the back, side to side, looking for those spaces. But in a field like this, it looks to me that it's a narrow field, so it's difficult to play those through balls or even look for those spaces.
Bodes well for Michigan Rangers, a lot less room to have to cover. Going up to defend this corner kick as it bends in, punched away. Sebastian Doppelhofer, the goalkeeper, applying the knuckle.
You're good, Chelsea.
A toppling advantage being played. Tommy Silva inspecting ball that will hop into the corner and fall out for a goal kick. If you're just now joining us, Giuseppe Barone with an absolute worldie of a free kick has the separation in favor of the side from the MPSL. Michigan Rangers on their debut in the U.S. Open Cup out in front of Detroit City FC. They will take every second available to them anytime the ball is spotted out of play.
Honestly, like they're not getting in my view at all when they go that way.
Play has, in fact, been stopped. I believe this is for those players in observance of the high holiday in the Muslim faith to break their fast.
Yeah, take Bill for a little bit. I'm gonna break my fast too.
Detroit City FC, chance to maybe look in the mirror a little bit. Shell-shocked from the opening bell.
I think this is a perfect moment to regroup and figure out how they want to come out in the next 30 minutes.
It's a long way to go for Michigan Rangers. In a way, it's great to score a goal, obviously. Give yourself the lead, give yourself something to defend. To score this early puts the tax of strategy on Stuart Collins and how he wants to proceed managing this game from here on out.
Exactly. I also can't imagine playing on an empty stomach.
Crazy. Scope of the moment, probably so big, not even a thought in the mind of those Michigan Rangers players. Scooped away. Able to keep it on is Alex Dalou. Connor Rutz, Pilford. Joe Ben. Tucker Preston. Kevin Almu-Mensah. Rio Hope Gunt. How difficult from a focus perspective is it to stay organized the way you're going to need to if you're Michigan Rangers for this long of the game?
It's extremely important to stay organized at all minutes in the game, just because those are the details that you have to pay attention to. So close.
Speaking of organization, free runner at the back post nearly caused some serious chaos.
As we've realized, these crosses have caused complete chaos for this Michigan side because they're not as organized. And that's where communication really comes in. So Detroit should really exploit them in those spaces and keep crossing the ball and get a body on it, get a head on it.
Certainly seen some nearly moments already. Quarter hour gone. I don't think he'd go for it from here, but he's already scored one. Giuseppe Barone. One of the players in this team that has some professional experience. Giuseppe Barone as he feeds through to the corner. And it's blocked away. Cameron Power, who was on the business end. Spilling free in the box and picked up by Carlos Saldana. Just finishing up on Giuseppe Barone. Spent some time in Italy. Then a short cup of coffee in the USL League One with Charlotte Independence. So we've seen this level of competition before and was not shy about things when the moment fell to him from a dead ball. And that is the difference right now. Rolled in, Jope palmed away. It's a stiff stop from Doppelhofer, who keeps it 1-0.
What a great movement. What great movement by this Detroit side. And it was like I mentioned before. They attack the end line and cross the ball. They're going to see success. And that's exactly what we're seeing over and over.
They're starting to put the pressure on their opponent, Detroit City FC. Bounced out for what will be another corner kick, this time from the opposite flag. Rangers holding on with a white knuckle grip right now. Within swing. Goalkeeper's hemmed in. Fumbled out of play for what will be yet another corner. Setting for Yesiel Cedeno. It's been difficult for the keeper to get out of his own 6-yard box and try and play any of these in the air. Here it comes. It's the case again. The goalkeeper goes down, and that will win the whistle. Seen that much more prevalently in the game, just globally. Attacking players doing their best to blockade the keeper from playing the ball in the air. That time, too much physicality in the effort.
Now we're starting to see Detroit take control of the tempo, dictating the rhythm of the match. Meanwhile, Michigan is really struggling to deal with those balls coming in from wide areas and finding it difficult to generate a consistent attacking threat.
Cut back, Jope looking for a clean side of target. It's blocked on the way. So many bodies in front of goal. Michigan Rangers defending tooth and nail to keep this 1-0. Right on cue, though, it's another instance of Detroit making things so tough on their opposition to establish any kind of beachhead. Speaking of, ball in behind. Well read by Devin Almu-Mensah. Cedeno sprinting away, bouncing off tackles. In behind for Egbuchula. Return for Cedeno. Alex Dalou. Carving back to Jope, and now Tibor Taka. Preston. Pressed away from threat. Down to Reese Williams. Cedeno at the end line. Everything contested right now. Reese Williams finds himself in a bruising tackle. Cameron Power sliding in. It's a throw. So you've liked the response so far from Detroit. How about that of Michigan Rangers and their strategy, sitting so deep and absorbing so much pressure?
I expected this from Michigan right away if they scored a goal so early in the half. They're going to sit in and lock in that middle to not let Detroit get a momentum.
The end line, backheeled by Egbuchula. Kept alive by Reese Williams. Alarm bells ringing. Just skimmed away at the back stick. Silva. Slyly ducking out of the pressure was Devin Almu-Mensah. Now Jope opening up. Connor Rutz. What of him is Reese Williams. Rutz serving in. Thrust back by Michigan Rangers.
This is a perfect time for these players on this Michigan side to show themselves if they want to play professionally, because they're playing against a USL side. There's possibilities that they might play against an MLS team if they go further in the Open Cup. So tournaments like this really allow exposure for these players, and that's my favorite part of the Open Cup.
I mean, look no further than the Detroit side of this matchup. Alex Dalou, now playing for his hometown team, growing up in Bloomfield, Michigan, made his professional debut against Detroit City FC in this competition a few years back in 2023. That was with Star FC. Went on to become a huge part of the Tulsa side that went on to the USL Championship final last year. We've seen it plenty of time. This competition being that vehicle of opportunity for so many unnoticed players in the game. Wasn't lost on Stuart Collins either. Said that this was more than anything an opportunity to showcase not only the club but all the individuals that were on the field in this game. Give them the chance to maybe fulfill a delayed gratification of a dream. Taka Preston giving it away. Barone. Snapped up by Reese Williams. Shuffled infield. Cedeno. Sharpening the blade with an incisive through ball.
We're really starting to see Michigan drop off and pinch in after they scored, which is something I don't necessarily agree with, because instead of maintaining their attacking intent, they've become a bit more conservative, and they're allowing Detroit to attack and get those chances. Whereas in before, the game wasn't really in their half. So why not keep that momentum going that you had in the first 5 minutes?
Maybe catch them for a second and really turn the heat up on Detroit. If you're a team at this level, Detroit City FC, you know you can get one goal back, but as soon as you see that second hit the back of the net, I think you probably start to feel the buzzard circling a little bit. We will see where Michigan Rangers maybe choose their moments to increase the tempo of the game. Tabor to Taka Preston, feeding infield. Cedeno over the top. Trouble afoot. Down by Alex Dalou. Support arriving. In by Silva. Down by Cedeno. Headed off the line. Heroic defending, not done away with, and darted home.
What a goal. And it's like I mentioned before, if you pinch in and you drop off and you let Detroit take their chance, they're going to score. Beautiful placement by Cedeno, unfortunately denied. Whereas in the second goal, wasn't as pretty, but it's effective.
Tabor Taka Preston notches his first in the colors of Detroit City FC and levels the thing halfway through the first half.
A goal is a goal. Great goal by Taka.
Nobody will remember how it hit the back of the net. Looking at the box score 10, 15 years from now. On May 31st, Charlotte, North Carolina welcomes U.S. men's national team to the All-State Continental Classico against Senegal, the champions of Africa. Get your first look at the nation's biggest stars before they head to the FIFA World Cup this summer. The match kicks off at Bank of America Stadium at 5 p.m. Eastern. Tickets are available now at ussoccer.com/tickets. Thoughts on the kits? Just came out. U.S. with the throwback to the Waldo.
I liked it.
Okay.
I liked it. Not necessarily my favorite. But it's up there. 6 out of 10.
Okay.
What about you?
I'm a fan. I'm a fan. The Waldo kit's iconic. New little spin on it. I know the players had a really big input in designing the kits this year and working with Nike, so that's always a welcome surprise. Don't usually get to see that very much at the international level.
For yours or what?
Big fan of the black. The away kit's my favorite.
The away kit is nice.
I didn't say anything. The last guy said something.
Oh yeah, it's pretty quiet. Is that what you're saying?
It's a good volume. I think it was just breaking up.
Pulled wide by Rutz. Swerving infield run and a drag back. Foul called.
I'm really interested to see how this Michigan side is going to respond after Detroit scored. Is this game going to end in a 5-1 score, Detroit, or will they come back?
It can almost work against you because when you sit in that deeply, you score the early goal, you have something to defend, and you get that hope snatched away from you. It can be a little bit deflating, I can imagine.
I always say defending takes a lot more energy, especially if you're not defending as a unit. I think the trick is with football is the defending is perfect. Pressure, cover, balance, communication, getting into those spaces early, anticipating plays. When it's time to attack, you have so much energy left because of great defending, and you don't have to move so much, you don't have to chase so much, that you're able to play free, you're able to play confident.
He was beaten so bad by the other team's supporters.
Cedeno, back post ball. It was well placed. It comes free at the top of the area.
What I really love about the Cedeno player is that he's doing a great job scanning before he receives the ball, and that awareness is allowing him to find those pockets in space and deliver those forward passes effectively, or even those crosses. And we're seeing him play a little bit more free all over the field. 1 second you see him in the center of the park, and then he's playing left wing.
Talk about this defense and trying to remain organized. So difficult when a player's got that freedom of movement to track them like that. A long switch of play from Devin Amu-Mensah, settling first touch. Or Ataka Preston lost in the corner.
He helps with the academy program.
It's a throw in down to Reese Williams. Just see Cedeno at the edge of the box scanning and trying to figure out where the pockets are. Real Hope Gunt. Here is Cedeno. Commanding the game right now and pushing wide. Another big block and out for a corner. I'll tell you what, these Michigan Rangers defenders have not been afraid to throw their body around. Never fun to go to ground on a surface like this. I know we both know that.
Never fun to go on the ground on a surface like this.
Cedeno.
But that's exactly what I was talking about before, that if you get into those spaces early, there is no need for you to throw or slide tackle because you're already there. You're staying on your feet. All you have to do is stay on your toes and keep yourself moving and block that service where they can't get an angle.
I think it was Maldini who said if you've left your feet, you've already failed. Ball in. It's routined, it's short, and it's shuffled high.
And I'll tell you what, I live by that quote as a former center back.
Okay. Just going down the street to get coffee in general life, is that what we're talking about? Yeah.
General life, and then also in games, you have to stay on your feet. You have to stay on your toes.
Got the iCal messages already lined up with a reminder. So just about 30 minutes played here. Detroit City SC found themselves on the mat early. Way of this man, Giuseppe Barone, scored a lovely free kick and put Michigan Rangers up 1-0. Response from Detroit. Taylor Ataka Preston scoring. Amidst mounting pressure that Detroit have continued in the wake of their opening goal. That is where we sit, approaching halftime. Once more with Chelsea Kabarkas, I'm Peyton Gallagher. This is the U.S. Open Cup. And this is Reese Williams. Connor Rutz. Chopping challenge and foul is awarded. All-time Detroit have won 7 of their previous 10 U.S. Open Cup collisions. They've beaten, as we mentioned earlier, both Columbus Crew and 2 years ago, the reigning champions Houston Dynamo in a thrilling penalty shootout. They are often the giant killers, not necessarily used to being the hunted club. Responded quite well to falling behind early in this one. They would love to go up ahead of halftime. A bending ball at the back post and off the post. And still there, a Buchula man. A flick at it and contained by Doppelhofer.
So close by Doppelhofer, putting himself in a good situation if he would have held his run a little bit longer to run onto that ball, but really good getting back on his feet and staying in the play.
Going straight away and straight into the tackle, and the foul is called. Reese Williams a little upset with his goalkeeper that he didn't come for the bouncing ball in behind. I think both goalkeepers are really struggling to find their footing and decide when they have enough traction to come and try and grab a ball. Devin Mensah puts it right in tail for Carlos Saldana.
The thing is that a field like this with this type of turf, the ball is going to bounce a bit extra.
As it does in that instance almost immediately, speaking of having the confidence to come out.
And the surface is somewhat flat, so when you hit a ball, it's going to go further because you don't have to put your foot under the grass. You're not going through the grass. You're just hitting straight ball.
If you've ever played indoor soccer, it certainly feels like the surface is playing much more akin to that.
But it's a bit more physical as well.
Absolutely.
Because you're going into those divided balls.
This is clean play. Connor Rutz flipped along for Cedeno. Cedeno scrapes it wide. That would have been a gorgeous team goal.
What an incredible team play. It's as if they've practiced it many times. Cedeno hit it perfectly with his instep. It was unfortunate that it didn't go into that far post, but it would have been a beautiful goal.
Devilish little flick from Connor Rutz to play him in behind. Starting to play with a lot more swagger now, Detroit City FC. Been hard to miss what Yesiel Cedeno has provided in the attack.
Yeah. World building and storytelling. I like a really good story, especially locally.
High hopper in the middle. Michigan Rangers just trying to find some sort of custody of possession. They won't here. Down the line for Silva. First year Detroit man. Can't pick the lock. Play has been deadened. One of the greatest rivalries in women's international soccer is coming to Seattle. The U.S. Women's National Team returns to Lumen Field for the first time in nearly a decade, facing Japan on Tuesday, April 14th. World Cup finals coming up. Olympic thrillers as well. Iconic moments this rivalry has delivered at all aspects of the women's game. Now it's coming to the Pacific Northwest. Get tickets today at ussoccer.com/tickets. Firing toward the top of the D. And thrust off course.
Soccer's a lot about, it's a game of respect.
Just speaking on the women's national team, got the chance to see them during the She Believes Cup. Really looking like a very special generation coming through for the U.S. women. Excited to see them. Got to see Colombia at that tournament as well.
It was a good tournament. We got to see a glimpse of what we're going to see in the 2027 World Cup. A completely new team for the U.S., a new roster, and a different style of play that Emma Hayes has brought.
They have certainly been one of the more exciting outfits in the women's game. Passing of the torch, it feels like there's another big time 18 to 22-year-old coming through every other year at this point, if not more. Not a lot of spots on that plane when you look at the full stable of talent. Everybody battling for that chance to represent the U.S. in 2027, like you said. Connor Rutz checking the rearview mirror for a moment. Way to go forward.
And as expected, Michigan has already backed off a little bit. not finding their rhythm or being able to sync defensively. And when they win those balls, they're so tired from chasing Detroit that there's no outlet to go forward.
Vicious cycle. Really going to get harder from here. At the end line. Barone, nowhere really to go. Dumps it into danger.
Where we're starting to see a lot of spaces in between players, not having any type of outlets to go forward.
Cedeno. Reese Williams taking aim into the box. Chested off course. No one to come. At this point for Michigan Rangers, it seems like the goal should just probably be to get to halftime at 1-1.
If you're there when everything's taken down, it's just different. Like there's none of the ad boards are there. The goal nets are completely different. It's goals like this instead of the
Hooked away.
Does Hamtramck High School have a soccer team?
They just can't get off the hook right now, the Rangers.
Coach a junior high team in Hamtramck that plays there sometimes. It's really fun, yeah.
So you coach more than the...
Yeah, I have a junior
Interesting
high
to see what Stuart Collins might imagine for a response to try and give his team any kind of semblance of routine in possession.
The thing as a coach,
Heading out of the locker room.
get as many teams as possible
Yeah.
until you find one that is a good...
They've acquitted themselves quite well. Certainly in a game, but a game that is increasingly slipping away from them.
You get special permission.
should wave next time. Lydia went to MSU too. I don't know if you haven't met her.
I have a very few times. Not enough to remember her name is Lydia, but I guess sweet. You graduated same year as you or me?
I don't know.
Maybe in between.
What's up?
Trying to combine at the far touchline. Nobody's home. All the way back to Carlos Saldana. Saldana was the backup goalkeeper on that Sacramento Republic team that went all the way to the final a couple years ago, before eventually bowing out against Orlando City. Head coach Danny Dicia was also an assistant on that fabled run. Mark Briggs leading the way from the technical area for Sacramento. More evidence that anything can happen in this competition. Foul awarded. Doppelhofer was coming out and got interfered with at the edge of his own area.
It's whatever you said to the director.
Spooned out to the far touchline.
Don't be...
There was tight confines from Max Wilhelm, but he does get red.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it probably would like...
Skipping all the way back to the goalkeeper. When things get prickly like this, you often look to your best players to get you out of jail. Hardly seen any kind of involvement from Matt Whelan. Tabor Ataka pressed in, rounded by Reese Williams, who shuffles away from the tackle. If advantage presents, it's there. Referee will allow it to continue. Speeding all the way to the far flank. Diving in to intercept is Reese Williams, but first it looks like a foul was called. Now I ask you a question that seems insane, but potentially might not be. Barone scored not 10 yards from here. Surface is making it difficult on goalkeepers.
Will it be possible for him to score? It is possible. Anything is possible, but the last goal that he scored was most certainly a goalkeeper mistake that shouldn't have went in. So I would hope that the goalkeeper learned his lesson after the first goal.
Certainly be able to see it from a long way away. From the 40-yard line, it's Barone. It is distribution this time. And we'll stick up before ultimately being dealt with by Reese Williams, and apparently there was a foul in the collision and fight to try and regather it for Michigan Rangers. Excuse me, it's hit the roof. Which, for the uninitiated, is an immediate drop ball. We set the line coming into the game at 3.5 times, so there's one. Real Hope gun. Ill-fated first touch has seen the ball fall to the feet of Michigan Rangers and maybe something on. Detroit back behind the ball. Spread wide for Cameron Power, combining at the touchline.
Now we're starting to see this Detroit side defend together, get 2 on a ball. They're holding in a mid block, waiting to defend, waiting for that second defender to come around so that they can go ahead and step out.
That'll be a booking. Yellow card. It belongs to Alex Dalou. He is the first name taken. Fine bit of dribbling to create this contact. Takiwara on the 1-2. Now opening up and angling towards the box. Saldana came out of his area for a moment, but realized he was not going to be contested. Backed off and just caught it.
Is there like a rule for how many you can get?
Yeah, we'll get a
Tommy Silva. A bit of a dangerous ball. Descending with the press on the Michigan Rangers. Twisting away is Joe. And fizzing a ball all the way wide. That's lovely. Dalou with reinforcement all on his right shoulder. Taking it alone, Dalou. Alex Dalou hammers high.
So close, and like I said, at the surface, it's so easy for the ball to just pop up. So you have to really perfect your form before taking a shot. You have to put your body over the ball a little bit extra than the norm to make sure that that ball is going to beam into where exactly you want it to.
U.S. Women's National Team will conclude its 3-match series against Japan on Friday, April 17th in Commerce City, Colorado, featuring the last 2 Shibboleth's Cup champions. This top 10 matchup takes place on a special Hello Kitty themed night at Dick's Sporting Goods Park. Secure your tickets today, ussoccer.com. Much better than a Labubu. Devin Amumensa. Esiel Cedeno punching the gaps and, well, found out by Michigan Rangers. Baron. It looked like something might be sticking for a moment, but instead it's intercepted by Detroit City. Fumbled through for Cameron Power. Takiwara headed off by Reese Williams. Runs into his own man, Ekbuchula. Wanted to bite at the apple, said it's out for a goal kick.
Unfortunate miscommunication between the two. That's so frustrating when it happens, but it happens.
Hopefully not to you.
Baroni played for Michigan Bucks in 2018, and they beat us in the Open Cup.
Tense first half coming to a close. Both sides just trying to remain clean and get to the dressing room as is at 1-1. Pursued by Dalou. Silva feeds it right back to him. Rumbling forward for one last go of it, Detroit City FC. Abdullah Job. Tabor Ataka pressed in. Swerving in and funneled to the top of the area. Plenty of Detroit players there in range to maybe give it a strike, a little bit flat-footed. Silva in. Skewing out for what will be a goal kick. Just waiting on the board to go up for stoppage time. Looks like it's going to be about 3 minutes. More than enough.
Though I didn't feel like there were 3 minutes that they stopped.
I'm not the right guy to take that up with.
It's going to be really important how...
In behind for Takiwara. Goalkeeper's alert to it, and fortunately so. That's how quickly it can happen. Flag never went up.
It's going to be really important how Michigan comes out in the second half and the conversations that are had in the locker room during this break. It's really important to regroup and focus on those small details.
Do you think they should change it in any way, make any substitutions to freshen things up with how much running they've had to do in this first half?
They definitely should have more rotation, because it's, like I mentioned earlier in the half, it's not a team that has had a proper preseason.
True.
They haven't trained together. There's players that driven maybe 14 hours, 13 hours to be part of this squad. So they need fresh legs.
Stuart Collins wouldn't name names, said one of these players drove 16 hours, like you said, from South Carolina to participate in this match. I'm going to take a guess and say it's Vitalis Takiwara, who most recently was playing at South Carolina Upstate. So 2 and 2 together, you get 4. This could be danger. Unable to contain it was Dalou. Lassoed by Devin Amu-Mensah, who in turn was wrangled by Takiwara.
Very intrigued by number 99 on their team. Very intrigued by number 99 on their team. How old is he? He was quick.
On the spin, Taka Preston. Cedeno again, heavily involved. Reese Williams, pretty patterns emerging for Detroit City. One in the box, Reese Williams queuing up. That needed intervention, it was on course for the bottom corner.
Soccer is literally like football.
Maybe one last break for Michigan Rangers.
Like at that
You'll
shot,
hope
it
gun.
just gave me such a foosball vibe. Like,
Searching ball in behind, headed out by Devin Amu-Mensah. Northern Guard has made the march to support their team in the U.S. Open Cup, and they will cheer them into the dressing room. It's 1-1. There's a loud sound from Giuseppe Brown that set the flares off early. They'll be pegged back by Tabor Ataka Preston. Moments later, and we find ourselves Chelsea at the break, knotted up at 1 apiece.
The first half started pretty much as expected, with both teams coming out strong and full of energy before settling into the match. Michigan was able to connect passes early and capitalize on Detroit not fully being organized yet. However, after scoring, they became more compact and pulled back from their attacking approach, which hurt them.
We will be back here shortly to review the first half that was and get into the action in the second frame. This is the U.S. Open Cup. Halftime coverage coming up.
I don't know if it's ours or theirs. Shin guard? I don't know if it, I don't know. Devin threw it away. Just check with our boys.
stepping on it. We're gonna assess the situation right now.
Let's go, Teach!
I'm gonna give you a call back, but one second. Two people are talking. taking hits off? Yeah, if you don't take it, you're not taking hits anymore? Okay, yeah, there must have been people walking on it. Alright, Derek?
What?
Yeah, it must have just been people walking on it. I think we're good. Peace. Call me if you need anything. We're doing the best with the situation. This guy calls me, he goes, I like that, there's nothing.
I'm gonna let him know. I do this every day.
You can chill out, I don't think we have to be back until there's 2 o'clock.
You think I was stepping on this yellow table?
It wasn't you.
Alright.
chair for DC.
Double A. You're in here where it's warm.
We don't have it is cold. Where are you?
And the heater's on low, and it's just, I'm like,
Yeah, it's cold right here.
I'm go out there and take care of it. Closer to it, and I'm like, turn the heat out.
We're laughing.
Gabe. Can we go live? I hope so. No, we're not. They're doing it. It's on the scoreboard. Jump up, jump up.
There we go.
Ooh, and then I gotta.
Back from the break here in the U.S. Open Cup opening round. Michigan Rangers and Detroit City FC locked up here in Brighton, Michigan, 1-1 with Chelsea Kabarkis. I'm Peyton Gallagher. Here's how we got here. It was a hot start for Detroit, putting plenty of pressure on target. Alex Dalou just missing out in this instance at the back post, but it would be a fortune teller for things to come. But first, excellent goal by Giuseppe Baralt. It would certainly ratchet up the intrigue. Unable to keep it out there, Chelsea was Carlos Saldana. That would make it 1-0. Much more Detroit from there, as they would be running the game from there on out.
Really poor defending that second goal, but right here Detroit started to bring in the crosses, to bring in those through balls, and that's when they started to see a bit more success because Michigan backed off. So Daniel did a great job here placing that ball, but then he got denied. And, of course, Ataka placed it in easily off that rebound. I would be upset if I was in that show.
It finds the back of the net. That would be 1-1. Detroit, no looking back from there. They would continue to pepper the goal of Michigan Rangers. Just mounting pressure throughout, both with and against the ball. A couple half chances, but weren't able to find the way through. Michigan Rangers did a good job of shoring up defensively, keeping it at 1-1, but the task is tall entering this second half.
Detroit really started to settle into the match in the second half. They established their rhythm and played with greater confidence. And that's when Michigan really started to back off, and they became a little bit more compact and pulled away from their attacking mindset, and that's what hurt them. So hopefully going into the second half, they go in with a little bit more urgency, get to those first and second balls, get into those spaces, play smart. The ball moves faster than your bodies. So play those through balls.
The ball has been moving a lot for Detroit City FC, as they have had 79% of the possession. 14 shots, as you just saw. Plenty of gut check for Michigan Rangers coming out of the dressing room as it sits 1-1. They have a chance to pull the upset. They are very well in this game. Detroit City FC engaged and compelled to put the extra tempo up, get that lead, get something to defend, sit back.
Really intrigued to see how this Michigan side is going to come out in the first 10 minutes, if they made any changes, which I think would be very smart to do. Rotate legs, because it's not a team that has had a proper preseason. They're just coming together. You need fresh legs.
That appears to be the case, as Stuart Collins will make a set of changes. Looks like Nick Bygre will come on in the center of that defense, and we will see that will change the shape at all. Maxi Rodriguez has come on for Detroit City FC, their all-time leading goal scorer in USL Championship play with 23. Key creator as well, as he holds that distinction for assists with 12. Just rejoining with the club after spending a year away with Rhode Island FC. Over the top and looking for Maxi straight away. Maxi Rodriguez in behind. Stellar tackle. And swept away by the goalkeeper. Detroit still on for it. Tabor Ataka Preston. Powers wide.
Maxi Rodriguez is going to stretch the field. He's going to give you a bit more depth. And that is where Michigan needs to be careful, because if they get stretched, that's going to give Detroit a little bit more access to play those through balls or play those short balls and take that shot from outside the 18.
Beg your pardon, it was actually Montgomery coming on for Detroit City FC, seeing the board line up for 4. Devin Amu-Mensah, the captain, his day is done. We will update you on the changes for Michigan Rangers. So it looks like Max Wilhelm has exited the game. Piani Durand, the one replacing him. So both coaches electing to shuffle the deck a little bit. Looks like Durand is slotting in as the right back from the outset. TJ Ifa-Taroti also coming on as well. Looks like Haruki Yamazaki has checked into the game for Detroit. Two-footed fullback setting up on the left. Detroit City FC. A slight bit of dribbling and sprinting down the line. Tabor Ataka Preston.
What I really like is that now we're starting to see a bit less spacing between the midfield on this Michigan side when they're defending, making it a lot easier in those transitional moments, those counterattacks, that if they win the ball, they have that support close by. Whereas in before, we didn't see that in the first half. It was as if everyone was just running away from the ball and they didn't want to take leadership.
That is exactly what they'll be searching for. They've got to find a way to translate the defensive acts that they're putting in, all this dirty work, into some offense. That's been the phase they've struggled with the most. We will hope Gunt.
I always want that, but I don't think they care about, it's not like...
Chelsea, it is one thing to dig in and defend and commit to that, sitting lower. It's another thing doing that and not having any type of outball that you can play to stop that defensive work for a moment. Almost get the reward for all that drilling that you've already put into the game.
When you're defending for 45 minutes straight or even 10 minutes straight and you're constantly chasing a ball, inevitably you're going to get tired. So when it's time to attack, there's no energy left. So it's important that when Michigan has the ball, they hold on to that ball and play those secure passes.
It's a risky ball. It's intercepted. Pounced upon by Michigan Rangers. Now Haruki Yamazaki. Into the middle. The dummy. Tabor Ataka Preston. Bellowed away.
Great counterattack by this Detroit side. Quickly going forward as soon as they win the ball. Attacking that space, making Michigan, forcing Michigan to make a decision.
Nasty looking challenge there. The card will stay in the pocket. And it is a dangerous set piece here for Detroit.
Dangerous set piece on this surface because there is no traction. The ball is going to roll a lot quicker.
It's not just the first ball that is the big problem for Michigan Rangers. It's the second one and getting it away. Pushed in. It sits up dangerously again. Referee is given a corner kick.
So close.
One of those where all dead balls. The idea is just to get it as close to goal as possible. Get it in the mixer. We'll see what is planned here for Detroit with an outswinging corner. Maxi Rodriguez coming tight. Goalkeeper gets enough of a touch. It sticks up for a moment. The referee will give a foul again. Michigan Rangers coming off their best of 3 seasons of operation in the MPSL. Posted 8 victories last year, got all the way to the semifinal before bowing out to El Farolito. And their qualification through the winning of the Central States Conference, and have gone toe-to-toe with Detroit City FC in this Open Cup round. Scrap for it, won by Detroit City FC. Yamazaki screaming down the line is Dalou. Maxi Rodriguez calling for it in the gap. Dalou takes it alone. Finally dispossessed. Chris Mendez switching the point.
Great switch point of attack. This is what I hit on before the game started. You want to break Detroit's pressure because they're just such a high-pressure team.
Reese Williams in a battle. Blustering to the end line, and he has a corner kick. He's claiming he was interfered with. How much more of this can Michigan Rangers take? These set pieces have been the most dangerous moments. High hanger at the back post, headed down by Connor Rotz. Bit of panic as the ball hit the ground, but it is ultimately dealt with. Dalou. Maxi Rodriguez, thoughts of a cross. He skills away. Had not read the same script as Joe Pent at the end line.
The intention was there.
Yeah.
The idea was there.
It's a live ball. That was not something that Chris Mendez was aware of. Dalou creasing in towards the corner of the box. The goal scorer, Giuseppe Barone, stepping in and jetting away.
You can see that Barone has the experience and he wants to take the leadership of the field. And when he switches on and he changes that pace, you can see the difference that he goes into space and he demands the ball. He wants to do something with it.
This is his 3rd Open Cup appearance. Played a short cameo a couple years back with Charlotte Independence, and part of that was part of a New York Cosmos win over Blackrock FC in their most recent configuration before joining the USL League One this year. That was all the way back in 2018, though. It will be a goal kick. The onus, the responsibility in a game like this does fall onto players like Barone, correct?
Definitely does, because he's the player that has experience that should be telling the rest of his teammates, okay, calm the game down or speed it up. Remember, the game of football, it's like a roller coaster. It's all about rhythm, the tempo. You can't be going 100 miles per hour for 45 minutes because you're going to die out at some point. The energy, you're not going to have enough energy. Those explosive moments are what changes the game.
Dalou trying to provide one. Wide for Yamazaki. On the floor, laid off, Dalou and Maxi Rodriguez taking aim. Always a little bit biteless on its way back to the goalkeeper, though.
A good look from Maxi Rodriguez. The idea was there, but the hit just wasn't ideal.
Like you said, though, just a couple simple passes to build that rhythm, creating a meaningful opportunity for Detroit. Maybe another on tap. The cutback, the layoff, the flick on. Rodriguez again picks out the corner and fills it. 2-1 Detroit. His first goal back with DCFC. Maxi Rodriguez makes it 2-1.
What an incredible build-up play. It's as if they've practiced this 1,000 times. Maxi Rodriguez, he exposed Michigan's back line and how poor they were. They all pressed to one player. He controlled it, looked up, and realized, okay, I can place it right there easily and brilliantly.
Always just lurking on the last shoulder of the last man, waiting for that open opportunity to open up, and boy did it. Finish was as pure as it comes, and Michigan Rangers have to find a response now. Giuseppe Barone's wonder goal will not be good enough on the day. This is where either Michigan Rangers dig deep and find a way to get back into the contest. Potentially it gets pretty ugly from here on out. Gut check time. Yamazaki on approach with support. Dalou. Dalou on a mission. Moving to the end line, but never had anywhere to go with it. Chris Mendez. That's a clever pass.
A great switch point of attack, trying to break pressure. If we see more of this, they might be able to break down Detroit's back line.
That's the closest they've come in that endeavor in quite some time, skipping across the entire goal mouth. Mendez needed a poke, couldn't conjure one. It still is a throw-in. Starting to press in numbers. Feeling the moment, Michigan Rangers. Slid away and out for a throw. Here's Barone again. Dispossessed. Buchula.
Barone is really trying to break down Detroit's defensive line by dribbling in, but he needs help.
Yamazaki fizzed in and flashed out. As it landed on the other side of the post. It certainly looked like it had hit the back of the net, but a deflection carries it wide off that back wall behind the goal, and it will be a corner kick.
What a great build-up play. Forcing defenders to step in so that they can go ahead and play those through balls or that cross ball.
Ball in. And it's harmless on the way through.
Yeah, it hit the side of the goal. It looked like it was a goal, but it hit the back.
So Detroit draw close, do not find Pater. It remains 2-1. You thought it was a goal too, right?
I 100% thought that was a goal. And also, that play was one of the most beautiful plays we've seen in the 60 minutes.
It was worthy of it. Michigan Rangers are happy that it did not result in a tally. Here's Barone again. Has space and time.
Who ended up winning last year?
Spots the spare man.
Lost to Pittsburgh Riverhouse.
Yanni Durand, and well tackled by Haruki Yamazaki.
The team didn't score a goal, I believe, in the entire playoffs. They, Pittsburgh Riverhouse. They beat every team in penalties.
Yamazaki has done a great job getting into those spaces, but also playing box to box, adding on the offensive side.
He had 6 ball recoveries against Brooklyn. As Maxi Rodriguez is checking himself out, making sure he's all right, adjusting those socks after scoring the goal that made it 2-1. Yamazaki came on late last year, starting the final 6 games, made that jump up from USL League One to the USL Championship. Ended up being a mainstay for Detroit. Got the start for them on opening day, and just another example of a player earning their way up the ranks, something that some of these Michigan Rangers players are hoping to do. As
He's a
medical
player,
staff is on for Maxi Rodriguez. Sorry.
for me, Yamazaki is a player that really anticipates the plays and he cuts out those passing lanes, but when he's on the attack, what he's really good at is pretending he's going one way and playing that cross ball where people just don't think where the team just doesn't think he's going to go.
You look like a banana Laffy Taffy.
Certainly a degree of disguise in his game.
Nobody likes those. I saw your hair, but not right now.
Maxi Rodriguez does look ready to come back on. I don't think he's got any opinions about Laffy Taffy.
What's Max's story?
He's from
Exploring on the wide side, a boomerang-shaped ball that's intervened onto by Rio Hope Guns.
like blood from Mexico.
Go, Maxie, go!
Came up in Texas.
Meantime, Mason Smith has come on to replace Chris Mendez.
I want to say one of the really southern Texas.
Travella ball wide from Brown.
Yeah.
This is much more like it from Michigan Rangers.
He
Bowman.
college, went over
Takawara. And Bowman again. Last time we saw Rangers string together passes like this.
which is a USL 1 team. Came back, I believe San Antonio, who's in our league. I think it's San Antonio Spurs.
Rumbling the other way, LaRouche. Dalou busting along to catch up, and he does.
Was a pretty
I
good
love the
player there.
patience on the ball. Detroit now, they're starting to play the ball around, scan the field before they receive these balls, turn, look for those spaces. You can see that Rodriguez, he checks out, he tries to check back in to
that's
break
nice.
pressure.
Dalou! A delightful finish for Detroit. And the Michigan man, Alex Dalou, extends the lead to 3-1.
What a classy finish and builds up by Maxi and Dalou.
Whole thing wide open now.
You can see right here, this all started because Maxi scanned his shoulder. He checked in, that 1 and 2 check in, played it to Dalou. Dalou looked up, came in at an angle, forcing the defensive line to make a decision to step to him or to hold. And when they stepped, he went ahead and timed his shot perfectly into that corner, curved that ball in.
He's been looking for that moment all night long, cutting in, running at defenders. All it took was the slightest scan of target. He was going to pull the trigger. It is an Everest-sized task now for Michigan Rangers. All 4 goals have been great today. Well, I should say 3. The first one from Detroit was not the as you said, classiest of finishes.
Not
but
the classiest,
job
but it was
done.
a goal.
Yes.
A goal is a goal.
And there will be a change for Michigan Rangers.
I will say the first 10 minutes of this match, I wouldn't think Detroit would be up 3-1 the way Michigan started this game. But it was to be expected. Because the question that I had before this match, well, when this game started, is will Michigan be able to maintain this rhythm throughout the 90 minutes?
Detroit's quality has shown through. Takiwara trying to get one back. Has a rounding run. Reese Williams played it brilliantly and has it out for a corner. They can get right back into it. This is as good a moment as any.
Yeah, it is low.
Next best will be in the 67th, and there on out.
I feel like for the most part we'll be fine. I just don't want to break.
Time becoming a scant resource as we approach the final stanza, and Barone delivers in. Saldana never came for it. A shove in the box, maybe trying to look for the contact there. Piani Durant. Guard making plenty of sounds here in Brighton. Not too far from Detroit, only about an hour. Joe connecting the dots. It was a snowy day in the Motor City of Detroit today. A little bit disappointed we didn't get to experience that with the high-vis ball.
I really didn't expect they were going to play this game indoor.
What is this game on?
So it's Abraham Milano, as mentioned previous, coming on, and he's joined by Nick Bygree. And Detroit are on the prowl. Dalou slipping forward. Aguchulam in the middle. Maxi Rodriguez, who at his hand has completely shifted the complexion of the game. His goal, his assist, created the separation. Reese Williams a step late to it. Takiwara.
Maxi Rodriguez does such a great job separating himself from the defender and creating that space around him when he has the ball at his feet. If you really watch him closely, he's constantly scanning the field. And when he receives that ball and he has a defender on him, does a quick turn to just separate himself. And that's what sets apart great midfielders compared to the average ones.
Absolutely. There's always this degree of subtlety in his game and everything he does.
You can see him pointing, really trying to tell his team, hey, okay, let's press this way. Let's force them out wide so that we can win the ball out wide and bring it back in.
How does it change your life as a defender having a midfielder like that in front of you?
Makes it a lot easier because you know where pressure needs to be beforehand. I think when midfielders communicate with the back line, there's no such thing as over-communicating.
Mm-hmm.
It makes the game so much easier to play and fun.
Detroit are certainly enjoying themselves since he came on. Connor Rutz dropping in deep. Smooth from Yamazaki. Now they're just playing keep ball, Detroit City FC. Reese Williams losing out. Minutes to go here. Bygree. Bowman. Right idea, but nobody home. Maxi Rodriguez picks up the baton again. A wonderful whip pass to the wide side. And thundered over everybody.
Those are the plays you don't have pressure on you. To maintain the calmness, to just play in that perfect cross.
Detroit was certainly fighting a lot harder for ground in the first half. Very shrewd point by you. The level of intensity of energy that was being expended nearly going by Michigan Rangers seems to have caught up with them a little bit, and it will get no easier. Artez Juve comes on. A vibrant and bright, skillful soloist. Excellent dribbler.
We're definitely going to see a lot more rotation because this Detroit side is preparing for another game, and the turnaround is so quick. So it's important to keep fresh legs.
Maxi Rodriguez, strong stop, still there. Back post ball aimed at Juve and headed away. Detroit will be in action at the weekends at Indy 11, who's also playing right now against Des Moines Menace. Just pulled ahead of them 1-0, also in an indoor venue. Tabor Tucker Preston. Can he put it out of sight here in the second half? Corner kick. Near post header glanced away. Reese Williams guiding in. Knockdown header. Not all the way clear, still not gone. There is a player down for Michigan Rangers, and physio's being called upon. Mad dash in the box, and Rangers still leaving their body on the line.
His trainer doesn't seem concerned.
Vianney Durant struggling to his feet.
You can see players really trying to defend in the box. He did get elbowed in the face. Should have went up with his arms covering himself. I always say that. That's a rule.
Yeah, I was about to say, easier said than done.
That's a rule.
Got to protect the moneymaker. Vianney Durant comes off. He'll be examined, and it does look like he's okay. Nothing more than a bruise, hopefully. So you would jump with your arms up?
That is the #1 rule as a defender, or even going in attacking. You have to, when you go up for a header, go up with your arms up high so that you can protect the space around you and not get elbowed in the face.
Ideal side effect, I would say.
Exactly. I learned my lesson the hard way when I got a concussion.
Never again.
Never again.
Cutting out, so
75th minute.
cutting out for you.
Eye on it now. It's a set piece for Detroit City FC. Pretty impressive showing from the veteran Tabor Tucker Preston. More than just the goal from him. Been heavily involved and now showing his flexibility, moving from the right to the left side.
One of my favorite players this match has been Yamazaki on his composure on the ball and knowing when to step, when to attack. Just keeping it very simple.
Definitely an intentional nature to his game. Doesn't feel like anything's by accident. Really dancing now, running straight into Brown. Shaking free. Here's Yamazaki. Tabor Tucker Preston not hesitating. It's a corner kick.
And he continues the play. He's playing outside back and he's in the attacking third, demanding the ball.
Looking for every inch available. His efforts, in large part, earning this corner. Taken short. Away from Maxi Rodriguez. Michigan Rangers play out from their own end. Detroit have mustered 23 total shots in the game. Handful of them on target. Player of the match so far for Michigan Rangers, without question, has been Sebastian Doppelhofer. If anything, they will come away with a souvenir. What a goal it was to set things off from Giuseppe Baralt. He'll tell anybody who will listen from here on out the rest of his days about this goal. Game's not over yet.
Cade left the game in the first quarter, though, with the injury.
No foul coming. Maxi Rodriguez running onto one. High hop.
They're that irrelevant, though. They don't deserve
Maxi
that.
Rodriguez really maintaining possession in the middle of the park and controlling the game.
Juve.
He's so many games.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talent in the NBA. Who do they have? Kuzma?
Trey Young now.
It's like the Kelly Oubre here. Where's he at? Bradley Beal?
Joe.
Where is he? I think he's collecting the Clippers money right now.
Oh, he's collecting checks. My favorite thing about sports.
Good for these guys.
No, good for them.
Must have.
The owners make so much.
Right.
Yamazaki. A searching ball in behind. Well settled. Ataka Preston. Off the mark.
What a beautiful ball by Yamazaki. Putting his head up, looking for Ataka. Ataka did everything right, but that final shot. Needed to put his body over the ball.
We'll trade wings and go back to the right side now. That really is the key to finishing, keeping that frame over the ball. Seen a couple of great finishes throughout the course of the game, specifically here in the second half.
That's my kind of guy right there. Whenever we're at Hamtramck, I always try and sell.
Jumping up for one in the mid-park. Real Hope Gunn puts an end to the move. And just shakes his marker with a degree of grace as Detroit start to work through the gears. Joe. Springing forward, blowing right by Baralt. Maxi Rodriguez. Closed quickly.
I always say when you attack a back line with pace, or you attack space with a lot of pace, it really brings chaos defensively to the opponent because they don't know when to step, how to step, where to press you, and that's where you really expose a mediocre back line. Because it forces them to communicate, and if they don't communicate, then someone steps, it opens up a space behind them.
It's such an easy setup, like our setup took maybe 30 minutes. What they had us get here 5 hours.
Just shaking the tree and seeing what might fall out. Doing so right now, Michigan Rangers. I thought it was going to go out for a corner. Well, just Velcroed to the pitch.
How old is your brother?
Foul called. Effectively will be a corner kick here.
No, he went to CCS actually.
Oh, right on.
So they're always cool people. These guys are creative as motherfuckers. I always joke with them. It's like a Victorious. Remember that
Oh,
show?
yeah, art school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was with some CCS friends. I was with a CCS friend.
Again, it takes one bounce of the ball.
It develops a
They are right back in it, Michigan Rangers. Bit of a cheap free kick to give away.
This is only for people over 5'5".
Takiwara.
Last of that state.
Shorts. Barone. He wouldn't do it again, would he? It's blocked. Takiwara. A shake and a shot. Blocked again, and the break is on. Maxi Rodriguez in a foot race, which he wins. Shuffles a ball in for Atez Diouf. Diouf! Come and clean. Maxi Rodriguez plays provider. Detroit out of sight, 4-1.
They're moving too fast for me on that one, man.
Great movement by Maxi Rodriguez, bringing in defenders to play that outside curved ball. And what a finish!
Just rolled it home. Sold out like he was about to absolutely crack one toward the corner. With the softest of touches, Atez Diouf has expanded the lead.
Like, you bring the drums, not the smoke. Yes, sir.
Just a correction of accounting there. It was Diouf's goal. I believe it was actually Alex Dalou who played the ball in. As this one is scooped up by Carlos Saldana. Everybody getting in on the act, though. That much is certain for Detroit.
That's what I thought. It's not moving.
And they will credit Dalou with the assist. Back for Saldana, some doing required. He will catch it. Stepping in to win the ball. Now building by way of Takiwara. Does carve out a little bit of space for himself. Mason Smith dispossessed. Now running is Connor Rotz. Flying in formation, Detroit City. Diouf. This is Maxi Rodriguez. Top of the area for Dalou. And what a save it is from Doppelhofer. Tabor Ataka Preston can't buy a second. He's had a couple great looks.
Now we're really starting to see Michigan being broken down because their legs are tired and they can't get into those spaces early on.
Effects of what's been a long, exhaustive game from Michigan Rangers. They started so brightly. Detroit just too much to handle on the day. They've gotten it from all over the place, all up and down the roster. All 4 goals authored by different scorers. Most recently, Atez Diouf, assisted by this man, Alex Dalou, who's moved infield and playing part of that triumvirate, that area of the park, swept away at the back. It is a much deeper Detroit City roster. That was a point Danny Dicio was happy to agree with in our conversation with him ahead of the game. This team that upset Louisville City in the first round of the postseason, a Lou City side that had only lost the 1 game all year. Actually, big news today with Danny Cruz moving on from Lou City to join up the staff of Minnesota United. Back to the original point. This is a Detroit team that will have a lot of competition for playing places in Chelsea. That makes everybody better in the training environment.
That makes everyone better. When you have skillful players, intense players, they always say practice how you're going to play.
The leaders, some of them have been around since the very start. I guess we lost 2 this winter. Like, just
it was 1-1 at the break. Detroit putting on performance to be remembered against Michigan Rangers here in the first round of the U.S. Open Cup.
Coming from somebody who supports the Red Wings line.
It's a dangerous pass. Gets all the way through. Callum Montgomery.
So the MLB, NBA,
Right.
Yamazaki and Atez Diouf.
put out a stance against like Azerbaijan or something.
Yeah, like
This is what you know. This is the war that you've chosen to.
Dalou.
the hill you've chosen to die on.
Jope. Oh, what a ball. In behind and 5-1. Tabor Tucker Preston strolls all the way to drive home the final nail. What a pass by Abdullah Jope.
What a pass and that run in. Being patient, knowing when to hit that ball in. It's very unfortunate for this Michigan side.
One more change to be made by Danny Dicio and co. Kobe Hernandez Foster will come on. That is the last act. Abdullah Jope.
Do you have any known Muslims on the team?
87th minute here. 5-1 game. Detroit flying in the second half, scoring 4 goals. Ripping apart their opposition.
Because of that Ramadan break.
Yeah, Ramadan.
87th minute.
And I'm sure Rangers have one or two.
Almost the end of the line in the first ever U.S. Open Cup appearance for Michigan Rangers. They were at the level for the first half, really competing hard. Detroit made some substitutions coming out of the break, and everything opened up. Yamazaki. Turning the corner. Rushing it wide for Antez Diouf. Spearing it out of the sky. Antez Diouf, the cutback is clawed away. Gianni Duran dispossessed, and Diouf got the ball back illegally. Michigan Rangers, these players and experience, they won't forget. They're going to sharpen themselves up against a high level of opposition. That was something Stuart Collins was excited to focus on, regardless of result.
They're allowed, like, the student section is like particularly known for being
No, I'm saying
in general.
food right now.
A lot of silent sacrifice goes into putting on a game like this. A club like Michigan Rangers,
Wait, so you're
thrilled
saying
just
you
to
got
be there.
control room people, they're talking about chicken sandwiches and shit? And you're just saying, like, how often do they just have
Talked about how this
conversations
group
like
came
that?
together and
And you're
how
asking
players
how
were
often they just
pulled
have
together
conversations?
from all over the country
A good amount,
and still
but
looking
this is
for
like-
something else.
that's a big
Gianni Durand, and
right?
he got the space because he had accidentally tripped Haruki Yamazaki.
These guys, we are talking now. Oh, then yeah, that probably was the
Just waiting on the board to pop up. Everything's semantic at this point.
These kind of games are really good for Detroit, especially for their actual season, because they get to play players that don't normally play. There's more of a rotation and try different systems that
Detroit.
maybe necessarily they won't do in a regular season, but they want to try in case situations pop up.
2 minutes of stoppage time now. It's a great point. All that's true, and then also you might discover something that changes your season in a game like this. Detroit will test themselves again at Indy 11 at the weekend before returning home Saturday, March 28th against Charleston Battery, and that's where we really find out how good this Detroit City team maybe is in 2026. Into the 91st minute, bit of sportsmanship there. I believe that is Chris Mendez helping Alex Dalou out, giving him a stretch. Dalou has put on a show today, a goal and an assist in the half. Strong header, Kobe Hernandez Foster walking it upfield. He's left the ball behind him.
Pretty ironic that the most clear, how the most clear I can
Milano.
all game is when they're talking
And Brown.
Yes.
Backheel to Takiwara, who glides away from Reese Williams, and the referee not having any of it as we approach the end of the line. A look toward the watch. Past the 2 minutes given. Down the line for Montez Juve. Continuing on, Maxi Rodriguez. Not particularly bothered.
At the end of a game, it's a blowout like this, everybody's stressed
Juve.
levels are low. That's when these
Kobe Hernandez Foster and Reese Williams.
Ref is really going over the time.
Yeah. Not had any stops in the stoppage time. Board did say 2 minutes.
Can you repeat that? You cut off.
Rutz. Kobe Hernandez Foster and Rutz again, and there you have it. Detroit 1-1 at the break, 5-1 at the final toll. A complete performance from Danny Dicio's men.
The second half, we saw a completely different Detroit side. They came out with a more professional mindset, focused on controlling the tempo and managing those key moments of the match. As the half progressed, they grew more creative and intentional in their possession. You could also see them rotating players and managing minutes, likely with the quick turnaround and another game coming up later this week.
We'll get into the highlights now. There were plenty of them fireworks in the second frame. It started off early. Giuseppe Barone raised the attention to a potential cup set. This came inside the first 10 minutes, had everybody thinking what could happen here today. But Detroit were having none of it. We get the first one back, Cedeno taken off course, but driven home in the end, and that would be the start of the opening of a can by Detroit City.
Rinataka got this goal. He was there for the rebound, and it's always important to be in that box to get those rebound balls.
Would not be his last, but in this moment, he would angle the ball in to be set up for Dalou, and then Maxi Rodriguez. Dalou, a monster second half performance. What a goal this was.
Beautiful build-up play by the team. It's as if this play was always practiced, trained for. Perfect placement by Rodriguez.
Maxi, their all-time leading scorer, crowns himself. Dalou would one-up him with a stellar strike in this moment.
Great movement by Dalou, a quick give and go. Cutting inside, forcing defenders to make a decision. What a strike to that far post.
Later on, it would be Dalou marshaling the break, picking the ball up here, and just driving his way past the marker before traveling the ball wide to be finished by Montez Juve.
Incredible ball by Dalou, dragging defenders in, playing that through ball with the outside of his foot. Great finish by Diu.
One more for good record for Detroit City SC. Gorgeous ball by Abdoulaye Diop, finished off by Tabor Ataka Preston.
What a finish by Ataka. What a way to finish this game. He looks up, he realizes the defender's getting close. He times it perfectly. Great celebration.
They were celebrating all half. And as we get to the end of the line. Just exactly how dominant Detroit were throughout the course of this game. It really looked like Michigan Rangers in the first 10 minutes might have something to say here after that. All DCFC.
Detroit came in like a true USL team in the second half, knowing how to manage the minutes, create those moments, emphasize on the things that they're good at, paying attention to those details. They scored a lot of goals in the second half.
That they did. Le Rouge run the day, and they take down Michigan Rangers in advance out of the first round of the U.S. Open Cup. My partner, Josie Kabarkas, and our entire excellent crew. Folks, I've been Peyton Keller. We will talk to you soon. The Open Cup rolls on. Detroit 5, Michigan Rangers 1.